Hey everyone, and welcome to IG8Live Esports, and welcome to everyone currently in the chat, getting a bit excited there as well. Alright, so we're on with L2S F2 Esports League today for round 10 of 15, and surprisingly it's round 10 so quickly there, yeah, so we're getting through the season pretty well, and yeah, it's the Austrian Grand Prix, I think for this one there, I think I got that correctly, so and it seems to be a wet qualifying here, so it's a one-shot qualifying as usual, guys, and then the feature race and the sprint race. So let's see how these guys get through with our one-shot qualifying, and let's see how we go on from there with the race session. So it should be interesting if it's going to be a wet race here as well, but always interesting to see a wet qualifying session as it goes. So one chance for these guys to get a good lap in, and that too being on a wet track. So let's see how well they get off, because they're waiting for everyone to just get their setups in, and then we should be getting started with that lap there. So so far so good with that. And remember, guys, please don't forget to leave a like on the stream, guys. Gamer, do not forget to leave a like on this account again. We already getting started here with the laps as it is. So let's have a look and see how everyone's getting through. I'm just trying to switch on through. Why is it switching so much? And Bennett is out of the session there, unfortunately. Following on with Lando here right now. Let's see where he finishes this lap as he's going to get through. Probably get a few stats on screen as we have it here going around. So just one chance for these guys to get a good lap in. We got 18 drivers in for this session here today, this evening. Well, for most of you guys, I think it's evening. Still afternoon for me. Still about 4:32 p.m. for me here right now. No problem for joining the Discord there, Gamer. Thank you very much for the invite on that. All right, so let's see. Beer seems... Oh, Desinio now seems to be getting... fastest lap going through. So far with Beer and Desinio, it's a bit of switch between the two of them, and then we got definitely a switch between the two of them here right now. We got Desinio currently holding on to the fastest lap as he's going through, switching it on with Beer as they keep getting on through here. So let's see what exactly is going to happen by the time we get off to the end of the session there. So far so good, I think. Let's just make sure that I'm seeing something on my end of my stream, so I'm not sure. Oh, it's sorted. Okay. Probably just a bit of an issue with that. It's really fine. Alright, so let's see. It was with full wet tires that they did that. Did they do it on full wet tires? Yep, everyone did that on full wet tires. Looks like Beer got the fastest lap at 121.273, with about 4 tenths slower than that. We had this senior there with this 121.6. Not too bad. And Laurentier at P3, infamous P4. We're going to have a look at our final results in just a bit. But still, that was quite an interesting qualifying in the full wet session. Quite a few drivers invalidated the laps as usual, but still pretty good off for the qualifying, I would say. Let's see what our grid lineup looks like. So we got Beer is going to start P1 on this account here for the feature race, and he's going to have Desinio starting just behind him in second place. Laurentier is going to start third, Infamous in fourth. John Banter will start fifth. We got Lando starting sixth, not too bad a position. 7 there for Spooner. We got Saf here starting 8th. J Sarge there in 9th. Ace versus King is going to start 10th. We got King Schemo there in 11th position. Royal Harvey starting 12th. Decona there 13th. Slayer there in 14th. Callum starts 15th. We got Ian starting down there in 16th, and Wayne Bennett's going to start 17th along with Bollocks there in 18th on the grid. So gonna be quite interesting to see how this race start is about to go. I think the lap times were pretty good off. We got quite a few 121s and 122s, 123s. Not too bad, especially with a wet qualifying session. So let's see how our race start is going to go for the feature race here for the Australian Grand Prix for this F2 race. Should be quite an interesting start, getting through turn 1, as we know, on a heavy braking zone between the first few turns. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how these cars get off and what's going to happen. It seems to be a dry session for the race, so I think a lot of drivers might be a bit happy about that as well. And hopefully no one's coming in here with a wet setup for this race. We'll see how it goes though, but they should know what their session conditions are going to be like. So we're just waiting for everyone to get sorted here so we can get started with the race session, and hopefully we have a good opening lap. We'll see how well it goes as we're about to get started in about 20 seconds here. And as we're waiting for that, guys, please, guys, remember, please don't forget to leave a like on the stream. And thank you, guys, for everyone who's joined onto the stream. Also, guys, if you're new onto our channel here, make sure you guys subscribe. We do have multiple races going on over the course of a week, and we will be live tomorrow. We were not supposed to, but we got it back on the schedule. We have a Wednesday race on the schedule back again for PGL Wednesday Division. So we'll be live with them tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. British time. That's going to be like 2:30 p.m. Eastern time for me. So be looking forward to that as well, guys. Hopefully to see you guys in this chat again tomorrow there. So we're getting started with our formation lap here right now. It's going to be a 20-lap race around the Red Bull Ring here for the feature race that we're going to have going in just a bit. So we're getting Beer is going to lead these guys all around the track. Yes, everyone's going to get a bit these guys are going to just get their tires a bit warmed up, getting everything up to temperature. Let's put tires on so we can see what's happening with that. We got majority of our cars starting this race on the super soft tires. There we got a few drivers on the softs, so it's going to be interesting of a race strategy for those guys running on the soft. They're trying to run a bit of a longer strategy, I assume, and let's get lap data on for that. We're going to leave telemetry probably off for now, and then let's get let's see what this here. We're going to switch this back over to okay, sorry about that. Just had to run, take care of something for just a second, but I think we're good now. All good to go. Yes, so let me just get our stats set up. So we're going to keep this on position change for the start of the race there. And hopefully we get a clean race start off of these guys. We have everyone starting to reform back on the grid there. Yes, Peter, that was a cat. We do have a pet cat in the house here. And she tends to... I don't know, get very annoyed at wants attention every time I'm getting a stream going. And I have a hard time hearing her over I have the headphones on, but she's that loud that I can hear her sometimes. So I just went to see what was going on with her outside the door there. Yeah, so she always comes when I'm streaming and starts making a lot of noise. That's what you heard. That's why I had to get off the mic for a second and go see what's going on. Alright guys, let's get started with this race. Let's see between Beer and the Senior who gets a good run into turn 1 as we're about to get started with this race here right now. We got the lights starting to go off already. And there we go. And looks like the Senior might have gotten a little bit of a better start than Beer and gets a good run with him going down into turn 1. Let's see how the rest of the grid is getting through as we go on through. So the Senior is going to try to go side by side with Beer through turn 1 and gets up into the lead of the race. A better contact between race leaders. Beer is onto the side of the track into the wall. And that's going to be a bit of an issue for him. He's going to lose a lot of position. Probably took some damage as well off of that there. So a bit of contact between the Senior and him causing that. Of course, the Senior now down to second again. Infamous getting up in the lead of the race. A bit of contact between John and the Senior there now. And Lando getting into that battle there as well. So quite a chaotic start here for a few drivers, especially for Beer. They're falling all the way down the order. I'm not sure how far he's down at the moment. I'm not having a look at that as yet. So let's see what's happening with the rest of the grid as we got Laurent here, and I think Jay Sarge were trying to fight it side by side along with Lando, still in the bits of it, trying to get around here right now as Laurent tries to get around the inside and takes it up to P5 for now and trying to get ahead of Lando here for 4th position, but not able to get that position up as yet. So still trying to fight it through up to John here. We're trying to follow him as he chases after the Senior there for second place. Is going down to Jay Sarge and Spooner here. Let's see what's happening down in the midfield of the grid. Putting this back onto tires. Those super soft tires are working pretty well for some of these drivers here. Where is Beer? He's falling down the order all the way down to 17th on the grid. Probably has a lot of damage on that car as well as he went into the barriers down at the side. So let's have a rest of the look at the grid as we're going into lap 2 here right now for this race. And that leaderboard is just a bit mixed up, so we're going to ignore that for now. As well. We got J-Star trying to take it on the inside of, I think, Laurentier there and trying to get it wrong. Let's see if he got that position up or not. No, not, unfortunately. Has Spooner coming just behind him, so he's still running there in P7 right now and going through a pretty close gap between Desinio and I think Infamous out in front of the lead of the race. Let's see how that's going. So far, pretty well, I would say, because Infamous is trying to keep him back as much as he can, but Desinio had a pretty good run there, getting very close up behind Infamous. So far, so good in this race. Lando running pretty close off behind John Banter here, trying to fight it out for P3 as well. Quite a close gap with most of our cars as we get through the rest of the grid. And let's have a look down here at Saf and Spooner, quite a close gap as well. And Ian there fighting it out for Decuna, his teammate, trying to get around Roll Harvey and keep it in front in that position as he continues on and go. And no damage for Beard. That was quite interesting if he actually had no damage. Let's have a look at quick look at his car. So that's going to save him a little bit if he doesn't have actually any damage on that car. And doesn't have any damage on the car. Surprisingly, Beard kept it out of the wall apparently. But still down to 16th position. He's going to fight his way back up the grid. Let's see how well that's going to work for him. What's happening up front? Because Lando and John Banter seem to have probably switched positions. I'm not sure. But did show that someone switched position for a second there. Let's have a look, see what's happening here. John Banter going side by side with Lando, trying to fight him off with that P3 in this race. Someone's taking it on the inside, and that might be I was trying to have it, boy, but Lando got it back. John is trying to go on the outside right now. He's going to get it up, and Beer gets the fastest lap down in the back, so he's doing pretty well of catching back up here. Not too bad at all. Lando there in P4 right now, trying to keep up with John as much as he can. Laurenti coming just behind him as well, so a bit of intense action out in front with a fight for the lead of the race happening out from Disinio and Infamous here right now. Disinio trying to take it around the inside. And let's see if he gets this on. A bit of contact between the two of them as they fight it on for the lead of the race. Disinio has a long way around, has to hold it back from him. Might have a switch, but still holds on to second place. And still a pretty good battle. He takes it on the inside, tries to go side by side once again with Infamous for the lead, and still has to hold on for a second for now. Almost, more contact between the two of them. Disinio loses it, spins around the car, and is going to try to get back going here right now. He's going to lose quite a few positions because of that. Cat is a fan screaming from the grandstands. That's funny, but he does it. She actually does this every single time I'm streaming. I don't know if you guys hear her every time, but I tend to get her stopped doing that most of the time. But almost every time I'm streaming a race, she's coming and doing that. I think she hears my voice inside the room and wants attention at that point. So we're following on with Slayer here right now, chasing after. Oh, he's trying to go side by side right now with Ace versus King, and gets up that position going into turn one. Quite cleanly done. So that's a switch between teammates on that one there. So good job on them for actually doing a clean switch on that. Let's get back out front right now with Lando and John here chasing after each other. Of course, we do have Laurenti getting in this battle as well. Currently we're on lap 4 and going. J Sarge as well here. And he's trying to keep up as well with Laurenti to try and get that position up if he can. Ian down there trying to fight it off with Saf right now. Let's have a look on how that's going. Dekona in front of Saf, so a split between teammates with this one here. A bit of contact between Saf and Ian's car. It's a minor contact, absolutely no issue on that one. Let's see how Ian is going to be able to get through and get a position up here as we're following on board with him. He does have Royal Harvey coming just behind his car. Disinio coming there in 11th as well. So quite a bit of pressure on him at the moment to keep 9th place in this race, as he might be able to lose it. But he's trying to get by Saf here for that position. Needs to get a good go, maybe down the pit straight into turn 1. He might actually get a good chance for that. Let's have a look. But of course, Royal Harvey looking to get by. He's trying to get a gap going and trying to get ahead here right now as well. And let's see if he gets a good run without using that slipstream and a bit of DRS advantage to him. We're going to put that on so you guys can have a look at the DRS advantage as it comes on through. He's not going to push it too much into turn 1. Tries to keep it as safe as he can right now. Lando here getting a position up, trying to get side by side with John, trying to go up into second place in the race and does get it, but he's around the outside. Will John be able to get it back on laps? Fortunately, no, doesn't look. And John goes down to 4th place. Laurenti fighting him and get up into 3rd place in the race. JSR trying to come up into that battle as well. We still got Laurenti and I think Lando now fighting it out for 2nd place. Laurenti is up into 2nd now. Lando down to 3rd in the race, and John still just behind them there in 4th, trying to fight it off for that position. JSR still comes in very close off to the battle behind, and you can have a look from his car, and he's having a good go with it, trying to keep up with it. These 3 cars out in front, all fighting it off for 2nd place in the race. He has Spooner coming behind him in 6th. Not too worried about that. I think he's a little more focused on what's happening out in front of him between John and Lando there. A bit of a fight going up with those two at the moment, and Ian gets a penalty down in the back there, trying to fight it off for a position. Of course, John got a penalty there as well. Let's see how long that's gonna be holding him up there, because he's really trying to get by up into 3rd place in this race. A bit of a switch being on at the time. Of course, Infamous out in front, leading the race still. He is about 1.7 seconds ahead and having a pretty good go out in front, really running in quite clean here. We're running on lap 6 right now of 20 in this race, and so far so good as we're getting through. So let's keep an eye and see what's happening here. JSR still chasing on with this battle as well. But what's happening out front, trying to just get ahead of all of these guys as it is. We got Lando and Lorenzo having a bit of contact just in front of us. We can have a good look from J Sarge's car here to see what's happening with those. So let's have a look out front actually between them, see what's exactly happening. A bit of lock up from John's car there as he's trying to keep his position as it is. Lando trying to hold him off as much as he can. And it's still all pretty close off, but John though trying to keep his position there as much as he can, because J Sarge is starting to creep up on him very, very quickly here, and that gap is going to start to go away very fast. So let's see how fast that's going to happen. Down in the back we got Wayne and Callum in 13 and 14 fighting for a position there as well. We got a pit stop happening, I think, here with Lando as he gets into the pit. That's Laurentier continuing on in second place in this race. John goes up into third. J Sarge takes over fourth here right now as they continue to race on through, where J Sarge chasing after John Banter still. There's a 0.2 of a second of a gap, so quite close between the two of them as they're going to continue racing on through. Lap 7 we're in now of 20 as we continue through. Let's have a look at the rest of the grid as they get on through here so far. But I'm trying to have a look, see if J Sarge is about to get by. Takes it on the inside of the next turn there, and might actually get that position up onto the racing line. Let's see if John Banter is able to get it back. So far not able to, and he secures a 3-second penalty there as well. So lost the position and got the penalty. He's trying to fight it back on the outside here right now. Let's see if he's able to get that position up. Laurentier braking a little bit heavy. Oh, and J Sarge goes off track. Misses his braking zone a little bit, I think, there, and went off track on that. Loses positions because of it. Spooner is now up into 4. John Banter continues up into 3, third place in the race. And then we got J Sarge and Decuna fighting it out here. Let's see, are they having a bit of contact between each other or not? As J Sarge tries to go around the outside of Decuna, we got Saf coming behind of that as well. Ron Harvey still about a 1.2 second behind. So let's see how this is going on between these. So Decuna really trying to get by, trying to go side by side with J Sarge for that position. I think he loses it just a bit. We got Spooner into the pits there as well. So let's have a look at the rest of the grid as they get on through. Down in the back, Royal Harvey and Saf still like about within a second of each other as DRS advantage for Royal Harvey as he continues on through. We got our race leader Infamous into the pits there as well, getting on to, I think, probably he's getting off the Super Soft, sorry. Let's see what he's going to be going on to. And looks like he goes on to the soft tires to go to the rest of the race through. We got Laurentier now up into the lead of the race here. Yeah, so Laurentier up into the lead. We got John Banter running second, about 2.7 seconds behind. J Sarge in third. He's about another 3.9 seconds behind there. Saf in fourth right now. Royal Harvey takes over fifth place in this race. Continues to chase after Saf within a second of each other there. Wayne Bennett in sixth position right now, 9 seconds behind. Infamous comes up back into the pits. He is currently in seventh position right now as it is. Lando running behind him in 8th. Spooner behind that in 9th. Decona followed by Disinio. Then we followed by Beer here, who just done a pit stop to fresh tires as well, and running in 12th position right now. Slayer there down in 13. We got Callum running in 14, trying to get around Slayer there. So let's see how that battle is going. He does have Ace versus King in 16 running very close up behind him, so a really good battle going on for 14th place in this race. Sorry, 15th place in the race here. And there goes Ace versus King up into 15th right now. He's going to try and fight Ian for 14th in the race at the moment. So let's see how that battle continues on. We're going to follow overhead and just have a look to see how close Ace versus King is able to get, because he's on 1 lap fresher tires than Ian is. So still both on the fresh soft tires. So going to run pretty well for them. John Banter and Wayne Bennett into the pits there right now to get out those super softs and go on to soft tires to get to the end of the race. We got Bollock still running on the super soft tires down in the back there in 18th. I think he took an early pit stop in this race because he's done about 4 laps on those super softs, and I might have to do one more pit stop to get to the end of the race as it is. But so far so good. On lap 9 we are right now, running through off lap 20 for the Austrian Grand Prix here, and we got still a few more pit stops happening. Guys getting back out to the pits. We got Ace versus King and I think Ian here is that going, no, Ace versus King and Callum, sorry, going side by side trying to fight it through for 15th position. Callum still has to hold on to 16th right now, chases after Ace versus King, has the DRS advantage, has that engaged, and he's going to try and keep up as much as he can, trying to get a bit into the slipstream, but Ace versus King not allowing him to. He's going to take it around the outside of this turn to try and get around, but that's turned to unfortunately not able to. He's going to have to hold it back in 16 for now. Let's have a look out front and see what's happening. Royal Harvey here, he's trying to fight it off right now and trying to get a position up here with Sav, but not able to as yet. We got J Sarge just in front of them, so let's see this still coming just to the back here right now. Let's have a look at that battle is going on through. Following on board with Royal Harvey going into the turn. He has the DRS advantage, where Sav does not, but still not able to get close enough to get an overtake done as yet, but might be able to in the next DRS zone coming up. So let's have a look. Has the DRS engaged here right now? He's going to push it on through. Let's see if he has a good run getting down the next turn to be able to get by. He might have to enable a little bit of late braking. Gets on side by side with him. But I think he's going to let Soft go on through in P3 for now. Doesn't want to risk losing that position. He's going to get DRS once again. Engages it and continues on through. And Beer and Desinho for 9. Let's have a look at that battle as requested there. And yep, these two are still going at it here. So Beer trying to get it wrong for a position here. Let's see if he's getting that. Looks like Decona's got him on that one, but Beer comes back around the inside, and looks like he might have gotten the position up. So far, it's Beer in 8, and yeah, Decona down to 9th position right now. So a really good catch on that there, Peter. Thank you very much for that. So still going, they're both going side by side still here. So let's have a look how good or badly this is going to end between the two of them. I'm not sure, but so far so good. They're driving pretty well. I haven't really seen any contact between the two of them as we have been going so far. But they're still fighting off for that position. Decona is not giving up that battle right now. He's trying to keep the gap as it is at the moment and still trying to on through there. So we're going to have that battle be on a pause at least for now. Down at the back here, got Slayer and John Banter getting pretty close off with each other as well, along with Desinho just in front of them. So let's see how that's going through for them, because with Desinho, there's a pretty close gap with him and Slayer there for 10th place in the race. And we're on lap 11 right now and continue on through. Out in front, I'm trying to follow on Royal Harvey as well, trying to get a position up there. Let's see if he's going to be able to get that. We're trying to follow on Desinho, about to lose a position here to Slayer if he's not careful, and does have the pressure coming behind with John Banter getting very close off to Slayer there as well. So a bit of a fight. Those two trying to go side by side behind Desinho and trying to fight it for 11th position in the race. As John is trying to go around the outside. Oh, and a bit of contact between the two of them, and that is Slayer losing there and having to just get back on track and get going again, and might lose it to Ian, who's coming down behind. Let's have a look there, right? See, Ian is coming just behind of him, so he does get back his position up in the 12 there right now. Has to hold it on there for now, at least with that. Let's go on to Lando here in P6, see what's happening with him, and Infamous trying to fight it for that position. He has a pretty close gap. He's going to try to take it on the inside here, hopefully able to get that position up. Still pushing on through, and let's see if he gets the position up or not. And does actually get it, well, holding on there for now at where he is. Royal Harvey here chasing after Soft or P3. Let's see how this battle closes off too, because it's a pretty close gap. DRS advantage and everything for Royal Harvey here, but not able to get by Soft as yet for that 3rd place in the race. Beer getting the fastest lap down in the back, so he's chasing after Spooner here, catching up pretty quickly. Let's see how the rest of the red battles are going on track here right now. Down at the back as well. What's happening with Lando and Infamous here? Those two are switching positions a little bit here right now. So Lando's still trying to hold on to P5 as much as he can. Infamous chasing him down for that position though. So let's see if Infamous is able to get it up or not, because he's trying to go around the outside right now to get up into P5. Has to hold it on there though, just behind Lando. Not able to get that position up as yet. I think that's a back marker car running just behind them. But so far so good in this race. Lap 12 of 20 there. As we race on through, just about 8 laps more to go in this race. I'm trying to follow whatever close gaps we have there at the moment. So far so good. Let's follow on board a bit with Infamous to see how close he's able to get. Oh, we got Royal Harvey getting a close gap on Soft as they get into turn 1 here. Who's going to have a good goal? He's using the slipstream as much as he can. Still keeping it just behind there in P4. Not trying to push it on through for an overtake as he does have the DRS advantage here right now. Let's see if he's going to take a bit of advantage of that and try to get on a run. Not enough room to push it on through, but there we go. Soft now leaves him enough room to take it on the outside. Quite a close contact between the two of them as they get on wrong. And let's see if Royal Harvey is able to get that position up there. Still side by side as they get on through here. We're trying to follow on a bit of wheel-to-wheel contact as they race side by side and go through to the next turn. And it's still Royal Harvey on the outside, and he might have to make a bit of switch going on to the inside here right now. Let's see if that's going to happen. Oh, a bit more contact actually, but nothing too severe to cause any incidents here as yet. So still quite a close battle between these two as they continue to race on through here. I think Royal Harvey definitely looking for a good gap to just get by Soft here at the moment, but he's trying to be very careful about this right now. Doesn't want to risk anything and risk losing the position or losing the gap that he has right now to Soft. Infamous and Lando, I think, switching positions at the back there as well, trying to have a look at that as well as they continue on through. And they are trying to go side by side between each other as well to fight for that position. see what's happening. Jay Sarge into the pits, following on with Royal Harvey still and Saf here to see what's happening, if he's able to get that position up or not. He's being very, very delicate about this situation here, not really risking anything as much, and he's going to try to push on through on the outside once again. Let's see if he's able to get the position up on this account or not. A bit of contact between the two cars once again, but Royal Harvey finally getting the overtake done, and seems to have got it, but Saf still side by side with him. He's still going to fight it back for that position. Let's see if Royal Harvey is able to hold it on into P2, at least for now, but he does have Saf on the inside, still trying to push it around. He goes around the outside, and doesn't go off track, but it seems like he lost back second place. Down to third he goes again. Saf back into second place right now, so a good switch between the two of them. Not really any major contact but to worry about, but we got Infamous and Lando here, still fighting it out for fourth place, just behind those two out in front. We got Laurentier leading that race by 16 seconds there right now, and he's running a pretty good race out front, so a very interesting gap that he has, and it looks like he might be able to take P1 in the race. Jay Sarge falling down the order bit, switches out back to super soft tires to go to the end of the race there right now. Let's go back to Royal Harvey here, chasing after Soft there. Again, into turn 1 they go. He's not risking it, taking a little late braking or diving into turn 1 in any way. He's being very careful about this, and he's going to push on through as much as he can, again using his DRS advantage, and really trying to get that overtake quite cleanly done and avoid Saf actually taking it back. He's going to take it on the inside this time, and let's see if he's able to have a better go at this. So still side by side, a little bit of wheel contact maybe between the two of them as they get on through. He has the DRS advantage, still pushing on through here right now, and let's see if he's going to take it around the outside once again on this turn, and quite a bit close battle between them. Still not able to get a position up, but might be able to get it up right now. We do see some drizzle starting to come on track as we're on lap 15 and going through right now. So quite an interesting change in the race as we're going to have track temperature start to drop. That means tire grip levels are going to start to go off just a little bit there as it starts to have the drizzle come down on track. But they should be able to finish the race on the dry tires. Hopefully for them, they don't have to do a switch before the end of the race. I don't think it's going to get that wet that quickly for that to happen. But they will start to get a little bit less grippy on track, I would say, with the rain starting to come in. As we can have a look there. So that's Royal Harvey back up into second place right now. Puts South down into third with a 1.2 second gap that he has there right now. So let's go on down to John Banter and this Sinio here fighting it out for 8th place in the race. Let's see if John is going to get a good go at him or not. A pretty close gap to work with. Beer there getting a close gap on Spooner as well down into turn 1. Let's see how this is going to go. And Spooner trying to hold it on that racing line quite strongly, and there goes Beer in the inside, tries to get it done, has the DRS advantage, they're going to use it. DRS is still online, at least for now. It might start to go off in just a bit. Race control might have to turn that off if it gets a little bit too dangerous on track in terms of with his dry tires as it is, but it's just starting to drizzle, starting to come down a little more than expected, a little faster than expected actually. So that's Beer up into 6th place, behind Lando now, into Spooner down to 7. So let's see how that gap is going to work out for them, because Spooner is trying to chase him back but not able to keep the gap as close as it is right now. He is trying to keep it as close as he can here right now, so let's see if that's going to go anywhere. Callum and Ace versus King, I think, switching positions down in the back, and Decona taking a very risky gamble right now, going on to full wet tires, which might have been some sort of error on his end, because that's absolutely going to be tragic on his end. Let's see if that's working on him for that, because I don't think the track is ready for these tires as yet. Let's see how his braking is. Does have to brake quite carefully and get back on the power quite carefully here as well, getting on through. So I'm not sure how well that's working, but the track is getting wet pretty quickly here because the rain is really starting to come down. So it might actually be in a position to go on those tires, because King Schemo going on to the wet tires there as well. So let's see what that's working for them. Out in front we got Laurentier taking on to the wet tires as well. So pretty interesting change going on lap 17 as we are right now. DRS is disabled, so definitely time to go on to the wet tires here right now. So actually I think that was the perfect time for these guys to choose to go onto the wets. DRS just went offline, which means race control is going to mean that it's definitely time for the wet tires to get on track. And that's going to be a little more of an advantage for drivers who just switch on, because their tires are going to get up to temperature within a lap's time by lap 18. And it's coming very close down to the end of the race. So this is going to be quite interesting switch here right now. Will the drivers on the soft tires be able to push all the way to the end of the race? But I think they're going to start to lose grip, as we can see. Laurentier seems to be having some trouble here getting on the power at full level. I don't think he's going to be able to push that hard as well. He's going to have to take it very easily, getting around to the pit lane here because the track is already starting to get wet. So these dry tires are not going to work as well as we expect. We got Laurent here. Let's go on board with him. He's having a pretty good go, catching up very quickly with Infamous out in front. So he's going to be taking back the lead of the race very quickly, as everyone's going to have to start to do pit stops to get onto the wet tires in this race here right now, with the amount of rain that we have coming down so quickly on track. And Infamous is not going into the pits. He's pushing on through on the dry tires and about to lose the lead of the race to Infamous, sorry, to Laurentier, who takes back P1 in the race right now. That is Infamous down to second place. Lando now down to third and running. We got Spooner running here in fourth, and they're having very difficult time on these tires, but looks like they want to push on through to the end of the race on them. But I don't know how good of an idea that's going to be, because this track definitely starting to get a lot of water coming on it, so definitely needs these wet tires as it is. With DRS offline, definitely means we do need the wets. And we got Beer as well getting into the pits right now, about to go onto the wet tires here. As you can see, having a lot of trouble braking before getting into the pit lane as well, trying to avoid getting a penalty there. I would agree, Peter. Yes, some of these drivers definitely will try to push to the end of the race on the dry tires that they are, especially these guys in front here. Infamous, Lando, and Spooner running second, third, and fourth in the race. They're going to try to push all the way to lap 20 on these tires as it is, but I'm not sure 100% if they're going to be able to make it with that. But I think they're trying to lose at the least amount of positions as possible. If they do a pit stop, they're going to lose way more positions than they would if they try to keep on the tires as it is. But it does depend on how fast this rain is coming down. As we can see, the track is totally wet already, and definitely needs those wet tires. So I'm not sure how much they're going to be able to hold on with the soft tires as they have it. But let's see, they're having a bit of grip going on the straight mostly here, and it's a pretty short lap around here, so hopefully not a lot of time. And I think Infamous, Lando, Spooner might be able to actually push this through. Of course, Royal Harvey now getting up into P4, having some pretty good grip on those wet tires as he gets up into P4 there, and he's going to chase after Lando now for the next position, 1.7 seconds ahead, and he's going to have a pretty good go at that. Oh, and we can see Lando getting into the pit wall there, having some trouble keeping that car straight on track. So they're having some trouble with the intensity of the rain that's coming down here right now. It's getting quite a lot, and it's definitely affecting the performance of those still on the dry tires. So this might be been an issue. The rain has come down a little bit too close to the end of the race, and have some drivers risking it to go to the end until lap 20 on them, and they're not changing over to the wet. So that's definitely going to cause them. Of course, we do have Infamous here. He has about an 8-second gap to Royal Harvey just behind. So he stands a pretty good chance of still crossing the line there in P2 with the gap that he has. Of course, he's losing it pretty quickly to Royal Harvey here, who is catching up at a decent pace. Let's go down to Lando here, who's trying to keep up with Spooner in front of him, who's on the soft tires as well. Let's see how that's going to work, because we do have cars coming behind. John Banter as well on the soft tires, keep on going through. Let's see how much grip they're actually having. They're not having a much straight line speed right now either. It's starting to all go away on lap 19 right now. So I think Infamous still will finish in a good position as well, even though he's kept on these soft tires, because it's only so many positions he can lose as we're on lap 20. We just started lap 20 with our race leader Laurentier there right now, as he continues on through with his wet tires and going through. And quite an interesting change though, getting on to a very wet session down to the final few laps of the Austrian Grand Prix for the feature race here. We'll see how the next race, the sprint race, is going to be in terms of conditions on track. But has been quite interesting. We got Royal Harvey about to go by here right now. He's going to go up into second place. That's going to put Infamous down into third in this race. Soft coming with the wet tires behind. So it's only one more position he's looking at losing here. So you definitely are right about that. He's going to finish fourth in the race across the line. We'll see how the penalties work. So let's bring on penalties right now as it is. So 3 seconds for Laurentier. He's going to hold on to the race win for that. Royal Harvey is going to get second. Infamous with an 8-second penalty is going to go down to fourth. And then we have Spooner with another 11-second gap and 3-second penalty. So it looks like Infamous should be able to get his fourth position in the race as it is, and we'll see how that ends up. Let's follow on with Royal Harvey here, getting into sector 3 here right now, and about to finish this race in P1 and take a win for the feature race here. So with the gap he has about 22.5 seconds, he's run a pretty good race, I would say. I'm not sure who's getting driver of the day on this one, but we'll find out in just a bit. So we got Laurentier coming around the final turn here right now, and he's about to go across the line and take P1, takes the win for the sprint race sorry, the feature race here for Owen. What happened? He just went spinning around just after the finish line. Doesn't matter either way. He still takes P1 in the race. We got Royal Harvey coming around here to take second place in this race here right now. He's about to go across the finish line just around about a few seconds time. So goes around the final turn and is about to get across the line. We'll take second place in the race. We got Saf coming around, and he's going to be taking third place in this race as he gets across the line there right now. Infamous coming here for P4. Let's see if he's going to get that with 8-second penalties. You look like he will get it with Desenio there, taking fifth in the race. Oh, and car sliding all around here right now, getting across the line. So Desenio takes fifth. We got Spooners coming around right now to take sixth place in the race there. And he should be getting that. Will there be a switch with D-Kun as he comes across the line? I know that's going to be it. J-Sarge takes 8. Lando's going to take 9th. Oh, a bit of switch happening there. Lando takes 8. Beer takes 9. J-Sarge takes 10. John Barter takes 11th. And then we got Ian and Ace versus King. Will there be a switch between the two of them here? So Ian goes across the line, P12. We'll have a look at the final results in a bit, guys, before we get on to the sprint race. Quite a few cars crashing just after the finish line there, as everyone's sliding around just a bit. So let's have one final look at our final results as we have a driver of the day goes to Royal Harvey there. Ran a pretty incredible race, so good job on him. Congratulations to him to getting driver of the day on that one there. Alright, so let's have a look at the finishing results for the feature race here, guys, and then we're going to get straight into our sprint race. Alright, so there we go. So Laurentio takes the win for the feature race here. A pretty good job from him there, finishing with quite a big gap as well. So there we go. So Laurentio takes P1. Harvey takes second place in the race. Saf takes third to finish off the podium there. We got Infamous, unfortunately, down to 4th. Desenio finishes 5th. Spooner takes 6th. Dicuna takes 7th. Lando takes 8th. Beer takes 9th and fastest lap in the race as well. J-Sarge takes 10th. John Banter 11th. Ian there in 12th. Ace versus King takes 13. King Schemo in 14. We got Slayer taking 15. Bollocks in 16. Callum 17. Wayne Bennett there in 18th on the grid and run. Royal Harvey took second place as well as driver of the day. So really good job on the guys for that results for the feature race there. So we're going to head straight over to the sprint race now and then have the race start on that there. So let's have a quick look at well, the timer is going to go down for another 20 seconds, then we'll get straight over to the sprint race there, guys. So just give that just a few seconds to get over with. So that was actually a pretty exciting race. Not expected at the end that it will be a little bit wet. I think the drivers might have known that, but still was a lot of fun to watch those guys have the switch over and have a few guys try to finish on the dry tires as well. Okay, so it's going to be a 14-lap race for the sprint race here as we get started with Lando. They're leading the guys off for the formation lap. So let's have a look at our starting grid for the 18 drivers that we have on the grid for the sprint race here, as we get a few stats up on screen there as well. Alright, so everybody doing a start on the soft tires on this one here. We'll see how that works out for everyone. We're going to keep it on position change for the start of the race as usual, guys. So let's have a look at our starting grid. So we got Lando starting P1 in this race. Dicuna is going to start alongside him in second. We got Spooner starting third. Desenio is going to start fourth. Infamous starting fifth. Then we got Saf starting 6, Royal Harvey starts in 7th position. We got Laurentier starting 8, Beer starts 9, J starts 10, John Banter starting 11, Ian starting 12, Ace vs King starting 13, King Schema starts 14, Slayer starting 15, Bollocks is going to start 16th on the grid column there, starts 17th, and Wayne Bennett is going to start 18th here for the sprint race. So 14 laps, 14 exciting laps to look forward to. Let's see how they're going to get started on this as we get into sector 3 here right now in the formation lap, and everyone's going to be getting sorted back through and getting back up the grid so we can get this race on and going. And yep, so I think it's going to be quite interesting for the start. But hopefully we have another clean race start here for the sprint race, and I look forward to see what track conditions we have. It looks like it's going to be fully sunny out for this race, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I think we're starting to get all the cars start to reform back on the grid and just about ready to get started with this race here. So let's give the last car a chance. That's Wayne Bennett there to get back into his grid slot. We're just watching him right now. Alright, so everyone's back into their grid slot. Let's have a look how the race start is about to go. We're going to have a look from Dikunda's car here. And let's see who gets a better run into turn 1 between him and Lando, who gets off first. And looks like Dikunda got a pretty bad start. I think he missed it on that race start there, so fell along quite a few positions. As we can see there right now, having a look and see how that race start goes. I think that's J Start trying to, and this J Start I think spins around, had a bit of contact there. He's getting back going again, but quite a bit of incident with him. We got Saf, and I think that's Dikunda trying to go side by side there with Desinio in the mix of that as well, just in front. He's trying to fight it through, and Desinio falls back about 2 positions there with 2 cars going wide. So let's see how that's going with everyone getting back on track and getting back going again. Lando still continues to lead this race with Spooner up a position to 2nd place. Infamous into 3rd right now. Beer running there in 4th, 5 positions up already. And Saf down to 6th. So far, we still got a few cars going side by side. All a little bit off track as well. So let's get that back onto tires as it is and continue on with the rest of the race. And let's see what's happening with John Banter chasing after Saf here for P5. Beer just in front of that with P4. So I keep on board right now with John Man to see if he's able to get this position up or not. A few cars fighting it down behind there, so I was trying to have a look at what's happening down in the midfield here with Royal Harvey having Slayer just behind of him, and he's trying to chase after Desinio. Lando getting fastest up in the race so far, leading out front. We'll see by how many seconds in just a bit as everyone continues through. We got Wayne Bennett into the pits already. Probably took some damage off of that race start there. I'm not sure if Jay Sarge took any damage from the start, but I know he did had a bit of a spin, almost ended up in the wall, I think. But so far so good. Let's have a look on when our leaderboard resets back properly. We'll have a look on what's happening here. But so far Lando's, we got a bit of contact. I think someone's lost a end plate maybe there for a second. Go on with Desinio here, see what's happening. Desinio was that car that just lost that end plate. He's fighting it off with Dikunda there, trying to keep it into 8th position right now as he goes around on the inside. A bit of contact between the two of them. Dikunda trying to come back around on the outside of him and still trying to keep it in 8th position as he chases him around. Royal Harvey now getting up just behind Dikunda here, and he's trying to keep up and trying to get a position up as well if he can. Out in front we still got Lando leading this race almost by a second, with Spooner now in 2nd place. Infamous running P3, B running P4. I'm trying to have a look if we got penalties already starting to come around. We got a few more cars losing probably end plates there. I'm not sure as yet. We'll see how that's going for them. We got Slayer and 3 cars trying to go side by side here into turn 1, just in with Desinio just in front of them. I think that was a Slayer, Royal Harvey there as well, and a few more cars coming behind. That's Jay Sarge and Ian there fighting it out for a position as well, and quite a train of cars coming through. So let's see how that's going for them. As J Sarge has the outside and Ian is going to have the inside. Let's see who gets it up on this one here. Currently J Sarge in 12. They're having a bit of a switch as Ian is trying to take that position away right now on the outside and gets around up into 11th place. Let's see, Royal Harvey now into 12. J Sarge down to 13th as it is right now. And still a bit of battle between these cars going through, and we still got Slayer and Ian out front. Slayer and Ace versus King fighting it off in front, with Ian coming behind of them. So quite a bit going on in the track here right now. Trying to have a look between these two as it is. Between Slayer trying to take it on the inside right now. Daycona going off track just a little bit and might lose another position because of that mistake. But we still got Slayer and Ace vs King trying to fight it off for P9 as it is. Ace vs King trying to take it back here. And let's see if he gets that position up. So far looks like he does. Slayer is still a bit side by side with him going through. And Lando getting fastest lap once again, has about a 2-second lead out front already. And we got Spooner trying to get up in the second place out front. Let's see how that, we'll have a look at that in just a bit to see how that battle is going on. But down in the midfield here, still quite a few cars fighting it through. Let's have a look at Spooner out front trying to get up. Side by side he goes with Infamous and gets up in the second place in the race. Will Spooner be able to get it back? We got Beer coming in that battle as well, trying to get just behind Spooner there as he gets out in front. So Infamous about to lose another position here if Beer is able to get by. He's trying to get in between the two of them and trying to have a gap to go with, and does go. 3 cars going side by side through that one there. We might have some contact as they get through. And that is Beer still trying to fight it through with Infamous for second place in the race. Spooner is just right behind him coming as well, so we might have a good look from his car of what's happening with these two out in front. A bit of a gap to the cars behind, so these guys are still going on a bit about it. Beer's still trying to push on through, trying to avoid contact as much as they can here right now. So they're about to go through down the pit straight, and let's see how that battle is going to progress on through, because definitely, let's put that telemetry back on so you guys can have a look at who has DRS as well here. So a pretty close gap between these three as we have it here fighting it off. Ace vs King and J Sarge fighting it down in the back there for 10th position in this race as well. So still trying to keep an eye, see who's going to hold on to second place in the race. So far it's going to be Beer. Still fighting it off with Infamous there. Spooner gets into that battle as well. Not sure if we took any damage. We might have a bit of minor contact happening as they get on through. Beer still holds on to second place. Infamous down into third. And Spooner just behind in fourth place. He's trying to keep up with these two as much as he can. He's trying to take it on the inside of Infamous right now. Trying to push it into third if he is able to. And unfortunately not able at this point. Has to just hold it back into fourth place. We're on lap 5 of 14 right now as we continue on through. So far so good. A bit of lock up from Beer's car out in front, as you can see the smoke coming off those tires. So hopefully not overheating the brakes as much as he would like to here. Destiny getting a 3-second penalty, and he's running down there in 7th. He's trying to keep ahead of Slayer there. Has him in the DRS range, so everyone has to be careful about that. Down in the midfield, down in the back with Ian Ace versus King and Royal Harvey. A bit of a battle going on there as well for that position. So let's have a quick look, see if we can, how close Harvey is Royal Harvey though. He's right behind Ace versus King and Ian, who are fighting it out for 11th, as well as with J Sarge down there in 10th. So quite a bit of battle and quite a bit of intense racing going on in this sprint race here as we have it right now. And Beer falling down the order out in front. What happened to Beer's car? He spun around. Not sure if he had contact with someone else, but he spun around. He's back going again. He's now down to 9th position in the race and about to lose another position to J Sarge here, who's coming just behind with a train of cars trying to fight the trooper position. So he's falling down to a very dangerous spot on track, and he's trying to get back going here right now. He's going to get back going, but of course out front, the Infamous takes back second place in the race. Spooner goes back into third. Slots back behind it, trying to get it around the outside. He's going to get that done. Not enough room to actually get it. He pushes on through with a bit of late braking as well, but still has to hold it in third at least for now. John Banter coming P4 with another 1.5 second behind, so still has a gap to catch up to. And we're going to try and have a look what's happening with Ian and J Sarge here for P10 as it is right now. So far it's quite a close gap between the two of them. They do have Ace vs King coming just behind, so they're going to have to be a bit careful with that battle as it progresses on through as well. They have to be very careful because now Slayer and Disinio are trying to fight it off for 6th position in this race. So battle after battle, we'll have to switch all around here. Always an intense race when we have this Formula 2 race on Tuesdays here. So a lot of battles are actually happening on track. Usually we have about 21 cars. We have only 18, and there's still a lot to switch on through here today. So let's keep on with this battle here right now. Daycona and Beer fighting just behind, with Disinio and Slayer just in front here, so trying to keep an eye on both battles as it is. And you can see both groups of cars coming through. And they're going to start to go side by side here right now and try to find. They might actually have a 4-way battle for that position. Slayer and Disinio trying to switch positions right now. Let's have a look here. So, oh, a bit of contact between them, and Deacon is trying to fight. He goes off track just a little bit. Beer gets up into 7th place, just behind Desenio now. So he's going to chase after for him for that position, try to get around the outside. And he is pushing around as much as he can. Let's see if he's able to get the position up, though. Because we do have Slayer trying to come just behind these guys as well. How far back is he? He's just about 0.2 seconds behind, and he's trying to come behind them there. Let's have a look at that right now. So Beer gets the position up into 6th. Slayer and Desenio now going side by side into the final 2 turns. Oh, and a bit of contact between them. Desenio spins around, loses the car, and it doesn't have any damage, or has a bit of damage on the car actually. On the left end plate is missing, so he's going to keep going with that and try to get back going. He's in 13th position and getting back into the pits here now. We're going to try and probably get a change of front wing and get back out on track to continue in this race. Let's get on without in front. Back here with John Banter now chasing after Saf for P4, and let's see if they're going to be able to get side by side. Spooner and Infamous fighting it side by side here as well, with Lando leading the race still. Let's see who's going to get away with 2nd place. So far it's Spooner holding on to 2nd by a hero string at the moment, so let's see if he's able to keep that going. Infamous still trying to fight him through side by side, has the inside actually going through the next turn, so might be able to get that position up and keep it there. Lap 8 right now as we continue to race on through. Spooner still just a split second behind and chasing after Infamous for that position there. As we're going to go down, what's happening now in the back with Royal Harvey and Bollocks here going side by side for P11 in this race here right now. Let's see who comes out of that one in front, because they're still going side by side through by turn by turn. Royal Harvey seems to have gotten it up, but still has Bollocks side by side with him, and he's still trying to fight back for that position. Let's see if we're going to have any contact and any damage between these two cars as they continue to fight through for that position there. We're going to go on board right now with Royal Harvey, see how he pushes on through into the turn 1 here, and if he's able to get that position up. And let's have a look back at Spooner out in front, getting a move done on Infamous here, takes it on the outside and gets up into 2nd place back in this race. And we got Infamous is going to try to fight him back for it, and let's see how well that's going to go. DRS advantage goes to Infamous on this one here. I do have John Batter coming just behind these guys as well. So let's see how close the racing is going to be between the two of them as they get through lap 9 right now. Still fighting it through for 2nd place right now in the race. And yeah, they do have John Batter trying to get in on that battle there as well. So let's see if he's able to get a position up or not. I see J Sarge actually still getting pretty close there right now to Slayer for P7 in the race. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on that actually as it goes on through. Let's have a look here. He's getting pretty close, has the DRS advantage and everything to go into the next turn, and might be forced to take it on the inside, and he does. Let's see if he's able to get that position up and keep it into 7th place right now. Trying to push on through, but Slayer still fighting him side by side as they continue on here right now. And we're having a look from behind with Ian Scott to see what's happening with the two out front. So far, J Sarge holds on to the position, has the inside move on the next turn. Ian Scott, see what's happening. So far they slot into the racing line, and it looks like Slayer down to 8. It is getting a bit cloudy again on track, but I don't think there should be any raining happening on this session. Even if a futures come along, we should be able to end up the race right on the tires as it is. But let's see how we continue on through. So far so good though with the race as it is. Slayer out in front chasing after JSR still at this point a pretty close gap, but let's see if he's able to get anything done before the end of the race as we continue on through. Going back to John Banter and Infamous here, they're still chasing each other right now. We got Spooner still a very close gap to him out front, and Infamous there. Ian getting a 3-second penalty. We're going to have a look at these penalties in just a bit, and quite a few penalties actually being handed out in the race there so far. And a pretty close gap between these cars, so they're still going side by side, fighting it through a bit. Let's see who's going to get 2nd place, because Spooner coming under pressure again of losing that 2nd place in the race. We're having a look on board from John Banter. Let's have a look on board here and see what's happening. And that is Infamous taking back second place in the race there right now. Alright, so we're gonna keep on board, I guess, with Spooner for just a bit. We got Lando still leading this race, and he's about 6.3 seconds ahead. So he's having a pretty good run out front, and we're gonna have DRS advantage for Spooner once again here. Let's see if he's able to get a position back up. Let's go down to Slayer in just a bit as well. Let's follow along with him. He's chasing after Jay Sarge there. I mean, a bit of a issue with Bollocks and Esports the King here, quite close between the two of them, and Rod Harvey as well trying to get in on that battle as they go on through down the pit straight into turn 1, and it's Rod Harvey up into 11 going side by side with Ace vs the King and trying to get that position up. So Ace is down to 12, Rod Harvey 11, Bollocks takes away 10, Jay Sarge and Slayer fighting it back out front and once again for that position there. I'm trying to switch back to this battle as much as I can to follow. And Spooner out front looks like he's going to get past Infamous once again. They're still fighting it off. And let's have a quick look at that, what's happening out front for that battle for second place in the race. We still got John Banter still following on behind these two guys as it is. I think a bit of minor contact between the two of them for a second. We got Lando still about 6.7 seconds out in front, running a pretty good race. Lap 12 right now, 14 as we race on through. We're going to be entering into lap 13 pretty shortly. It's really not a long lap around here. I think one of the shortest laps that we have on the calendar here. King Schema going back onto the super soft tires, and Dekuna going onto the wet tires for some reason. Is it raining on track? I don't see rain as yet. I think I did see a drizzle for a second, so let's see what's happening with him here. So definitely not going to have a good go on these wet tires as it's not raining in a session right now. I'm not sure why he did switch onto the wet tires. Might have been a bit of a mistake on his end, I'm not sure. So let's have a look at the rest of the race. Continues on through with Spooner here, and Infamous fighting it for a second in the race there as we have it. Gonna have that DRS advantage once again with all the cars coming behind. Everyone within a second will have their DRS advantage. Ian and Jay Sarge getting pretty close off. Still fighting it right now for 8th place in the race. Jay Sarge fighting it off with Slayer for 7th as it is in front. So having a look from Ian's car. He's trying to switch it on from the inside to the outside and trying to decide where to go. It is getting very cloudy on track as if it's going to start to rain, but I'm not sure if that's going to come down in time. We're on the second to last lap of this race here as we get on through. And there we have some drizzle starting to come in right now. And a bit of contact between Jay Sarge and Bollocks as it is, but everyone should be able to finish the race on dry tires as it is here right now. We're about to go into the final lap of the Austrian Grand Prix for the sprint race here right now for L2S Esports. So I'm going to follow on with these guys as they're about to enter. We got our race leader already entered into the final lap. The rain is starting to come down pretty hard on these guys as it is, but let's see how that continues on through because they're going to chase each other around here, quite sure, until the end of the lap here between Jay Sarge and Slayer and Ian there. And we're going to switch on over to Lando, our race leader, in just a bit to see how he gets through and finishes off the final lap of this race. So we're trying to follow on to see if Jay Sarge is able to get his position up before the end of the race. And let's switch on penalties on. I forgot to switch penalties on for you guys to have a look at what's happening. Just and we got someone going a bit wide. I think that was Slayer there, and that's Jay Sarge into 7th. Ian runs in 9th. Slayer now down into, Ian up to 8th. Slayer down to 9th as it is. And they're going to continue racing on through still. Let's go on up to our race leader out in front here. This is Lando leading the race and about to go across the line here after the final turn and take first position in this race. So that's P1 for Lando here as he go across the line here right now. With a pretty good lead. Infamous now coming across in 2nd with Spooner just behind him. Is there going to be a switch because of penalties? We'll have a look at that now as penalties will switch things up there. Infamous takes 2nd place. Beer takes 3rd. John Banter takes 4th. Spooner takes 5th. Saf takes 6th. JStar takes 7th. Slayer takes 8th in the race. So far Ian takes 9th. And Ron Harvey takes 10. Bollocks takes 11. Ace vs King coming across for 12th place in the race here right now. And takes that. Callum is coming around for 13th. Is going to get it. Decenio for 14th. And Dekuna there for Well, he looks like he might have a switch with Laurentier for 15th place in the race. So let's see how that's going to go off. And King Schemo will finish there in 17. Wayne Bennett, unfortunately, able to finish the race. So let's have a look to see. Decino definitely will be getting his 14th place in the race. So just trying to have a look to see. And there is the senior's car going across the line. Let's see if the Kuna is going to be able to get 15 position, or if that's going to actually look like it might be a switch, because it's exactly about 3 seconds, just over 3 seconds with the gap there. So it looks like the gap goes way ahead, away from the corner there, because of the tires giving up a little bit on him, I guess. So Laurentier is going to take 15 position in the race. Where is he right now? Going across the line 15. And Decona coming around the final turn here right now to take 16 position in this race as it is. And that's the end of the sprint race there, guys. So let's have a look at our final results and driver of the day before we get off the session. And Beer gets driver of the day, so congratulations to him for getting driver of the day on this one here. Not too bad, or finishing position too. Alright, so let's have a look at our final positions, and there we have it. Let's see, it should be coming up here right now. So good job on Beer for getting driver of the day. So there we have it. Lando takes the win for the sprint race. Let's have a look at the sprint race results there. So Lando takes the win for the sprint race. Infamous takes second. Beer takes third place on the podium. Takes driver of the day and fastest lap in this race. We got John Banter taking P4. Spooner taking P5. Safin 6. J-Sart 7. Slayer 8. Ian takes 9th. Roll Harvey takes 10th. Bollocks takes 11. Ace the King takes 12. Callum takes 13. Desinio 14. Laurentier 15. Decuna takes 16. King Simo 17. And Wayne Bennett finishes 18th on the grid for the sprint race there, guys. So the feature race and the sprint race from L2S F2 Esports League, really fun having them every Tuesday with this race. A lot of battles to follow on track. So thank you guys to everyone who joined on to the stream there. And remember, guys, please do leave a like on the stream before you go. And remember, if you're new on our channel here, make sure you subscribe and turn the notifications on so you guys know when we go live, because we have races almost every single day of the week. I think it's just about 2 days we don't do any races. Currently, it's Thursday and Saturdays. So we do have another race tomorrow, guys. Join us tomorrow about 2:30 p.m. That's going to be Eastern time. It's going to be 7:30 p.m. British time for another race tomorrow. So see you guys then. Thank you guys once again for joining on the stream. And remember to check out our channel membership options as well. If you guys want to support the stream, there are links in the video description on how to do that. And also a link to our channel Discord as well to join onto that if you have a Discord and would like to have a chat with anyone in the leagues or myself as well. So thank you guys once again. I'll see you guys on the next stream tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. British time. So see you guys then. Thank you guys, and don't forget, guys, leave a like on the stream. Feel free to share the link as much as you guys want as well.